Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I am Bisola with Lynn, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this bucket hat that I have on. And I actually just tried this project and I didn't think it was going to turn out nicely, but I absolutely love it in the end. You might notice that there is something going on here. I'm yet to hem it. I'm supposed to do some finishing touch. I'm supposed to do something right here, but I couldn't wait to show this to you. So this is what it looks like. Okay, I don't even have it one correctly. Okay, I could actually do it like this. I could just, I don't know, do it like this. Or like this. Or I could just leave it like this. Anyway, if you want to see how I made this, then keep on watching, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'm going to start by drawing a circle that is 3.5 inches in radius, and the diameter of the circle is 7 inches, that way and this way. And with that, I draw this perfect circle. I don't know how perfect it is. Next, I cut out a piece of rectangle that is 12 inches long and about 3 inches that way. And I'm going to divide it into 3 equal parts, just like this. And from the top end, I'm going to fold it in, just so you see how I divide it. I divide it at 3 and 6 and 9. And now from the top end, I'm going to fold it by like ½ inch because I want this rectangle to become like an arc. I'm going to fold it just like this and now retrace it following this new shape, an arc. So trace it all around and create a new pattern with this. And once I do this, this is what it looks like. And now the bottom measures about 12.5 and the top measures about 10 to 10.5. As we see. And of course, that still remains 3. And now I'm going to use the same pattern. This time I'm going to cut it open in all 3 lines that I drew initially. Because again, I'm going to draw another pattern from this. Now I'm going to open this by 1.5 inch. You can tape it down if just like I had to. So it's by 1.5 inches, the space between the line that I slashed. And with these, I'm going to create another pattern just like this. And this will be like the bottom of the hat once we are done with it. And now this is all the 3 pieces we'll be needing. The circle, this one I call the bigger arc, which is the bottom, and this I call the smaller arc. And now we're going to cut it. This is the fabric I'm going to be using. It's just a scrap fabric from a previous project, but here it comes handy. It's certainly less than a yard. I'm sure it is less than half. And now I'm going to place my pattern pieces upon this fabric. I'm going to cut out 4 of those 2 arcs. And I'm going to cut out 1 of 2 actually of the circle. And once I do that, I'm going to sew it at the ends, just like that. Notice how I included notches. It just helps me when I am sewing. I included notches everywhere, and even on the ledgers on the circle, I actually made 4 notches just to help me align the pieces perfectly. Once it's time for me to sew it. And for these pattern papers, I'm going to use them to sew as many hats as I would like. And these are my pieces all laid out. If you like, put a couple of pins before you sew it, but really you don't have to. And I'm going to pick the bottom of the hat, or the top of the hat now, right sides together with a smaller arc, and I'm going to pin it all around, just like this. And once I have done that, I am going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew it all around. And this is what it should look like once you have done that. And outside, this is what it looks like. The next thing we're going to do is pick the bigger arc now and pin it right sides together. You want to align the part that has the stitch already so that everything is nice and even. And again, you're just going to pin all around and stitch it. Sew it everywhere. Once you've done that, this is what you should have, and you repeat the exact same thing. And so I'm going to have like 2 hearts, except I don't, because I'm going to place it right sides together. This is going to be more interesting if I had to use different fabrics, and that's the idea of these, to have it reversible. But I just used the fabric that I had and I used them all. And so you want to pin all around it, and just make sure you put everything in place, align every line that is visible, and see how those lines are. And you're going to take it to your sewing machine and sew all around it, but not really. You're going to leave a part open, and that is exactly what I'm doing on the sewing machine here. So I'm stitching around but leaving about 1.5 inches just to let me turn out the hat once I am done sewing. Again, because it is a curve now, I'm snipping into it so that everything lays flat once I am done. And now I'm going to turn it inside out. Just take your time here, really, because eventually it's going to become right side out. And this is what you should have. This actually looks really funny to me. I don't know. But once you grab it by the part that you left open, and then you can tuck one part inside the other, and your heart is pretty much ready. And what you want to do now, you could just use sew it by hand, and invisible stitch should just cover up that is left open. I'm trying to press my heart, of course. That's exactly what I'm doing there. And this is what it should look like. If you like, you can stitch all around and give it whatever design you like. And see how the spot is open inside. You can reach inside of your heart and just attach, or rather sew it together. And notice that you're sewing just the seam allowances, nothing else, okay? Just to keep it from being detachable like that. So I will go ahead and do this in at 4 points on my fabric. And you are done. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with all of your friends and your enemies if you have any. I hope you don't. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching this one.